welcome Vignette Flory. Hello. Hi, so I grew up in the East Flatbush section of Brooklyn.
Brooklyn!
In the 70s and 80s, East Flatbush, 70s and 80s, before internet, cell phones, and personal computers. My parents are Caribbean immigrants. And I'm first generation American. And my parents, like all immigrants, came here to build a better life. And in building a better life, that meant taking whatever work was available. In Haiti, my dad was a school teacher. In the Dominican Republic, my mother was licensed to teach dressmaking. Neither of them worked in those professions here. They sacrificed a lot for my sisters and I. And the only thing they required of us is to get good grades. They made sure we understood that the key to success was a good education. And they made it crystal clear that bad grades would not be tolerated. Anything less than a B was unacceptable. And my parents believed in corporal punishment. Now, that being said, we were very rarely spanked, but merely knowing that it was within the realm of possibility was enough to keep us on the straight and narrow. Well, mostly. You see, it was 9th grade when I managed to get a C in math. I remember it like yesterday. I sat there waiting for Mr. Baskin, our homeroom teacher, to give me my report card. I opened the envelope, I looked, my eyes went to the C immediately. I said, oh my God, I can't go home with a C. Especially not this year. You see, this was my senior year in junior high school. There were a lot of big fun plans, the best of which, in my estimation, was the senior trip to Great Adventures. And so I could not take the chance of taking that C home and having the resulting punishment impact my fun-filled senior year. So on the walk home, I go into brainstorming / how do I save my ass mode. So I'm thinking, I said, well, my parents don't know the exact date that report cards get sent home. And then I remember, occasionally some other kids wouldn't return their signed report cards because they had lost them. So I said, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not showing the report card to my parents, and I'm not gonna return it to Mr. Baskin. And when he asks me about it, I'll just say that I lost it. And then I would know that the next marking period, what they do if you lost it, you get a new report card that only has that marking period's grade. So I think, okay, great, I'm set, I'll work hard, I'll get my grades up, I'll have all B's, and all will be well with the world. So 3rd marking period rolls around, and I'm sitting there confidently waiting for my report card. And I look at it and I say, of course, I'm like, yes, all B's are better, I did it, I got this, it's all good. But then I turn it over and I see that I have a U for conduct. Now, a U just means unsatisfactory, but in my house, a U was as good as an F, and you know that's not acceptable. So I said, oh my God, I can't believe it. I thought I was in, I thought my plan worked. So I asked Mr. Baskin, why did you give me a U for conduct? And he said, well, Vignette, the other students that didn't return their report cards spoke to me about it. You didn't say anything. And I was so incensed. How dare he give me a U and mess up my plan for a fun-filled senior year. So I'm so incensed, I'm so angry that I walk out of the class and I say, a U for conduct? You gave me a U for conduct, you bastard. Talk about doubling down on a mistake. Needless to say, I was sent to the principal's office, someplace that I had never been. And our principal, Mr. Tabb, I had never even seen him in person or up close. So I go into the office and he says, Vignette, you're a good student, you get good grades. We've never had any trouble with you, so tell me what happened. So I give him my side of the story. And Mr. Tabb looks at me and he says, well, first of all, Vignette, if you have to call someone a bastard, you should make sure they're far away enough so they don't hear you. And secondly, I'm gonna have to call your parents tonight. I'm gonna call them at 7. I have to tell them what happened. And so naturally, when the phone rings at my house at 7, remember, no cell phones, the house phone rings, I answer it, of course, and I say, hello? And Mr. Tabb says, hi, Vignette, did you talk to your parents about what happened at school? I said, yes, Mr. Tabb, I did. I talked to my parents. He said, okay, Vignette, you have a nice night. So it turns out that sometimes, even when you're busted and you've doubled down on your mistake, there exists a workaround. Thank you.